Welcome back. We are pleased to be joined this morning by Mr. Aubrey Lee Harper. Lee
is good.
And he is seeking the county mayor position in Grundy County. It's good to have you with us again.
I'm glad to be here.
And we would love to just refresh everyone's memory, having you back here before the general election, which is going to be almost before we know it, actually.
That's right, August 7th. Early voting begins July 18th.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Where is the time going? At any rate, let's chat, shall we?
Okay.
If you would please just tell everyone again a little about yourself, where you're from, where you live, and tell us about your family and what your current occupation is.
Okay. Go back to the name, Aubrey Lee. In high school, I graduated from Grundy County High School in 1985, but I went by Aubrey. And my dad was sheriff back in the late 80s and early 90s, and his name is Aubrey Lee Harper. I'm Aubrey Lee Harper, and his dad was Aubrey Lee Harper, so I'm actually the third. I had all girls, so the name stopped. I don't have an Aubrey. But we moved here when I was 13 years old. And like I mentioned, I went to Grundy County High School, graduated in 1985. I married Melinda Roberts. She's the daughter of the late Steve Roberts and Linda Roberts of Altamont. Mindy is what her official name is, Melinda, but everybody calls her Mindy. She graduated in Grundy County High School in 1989. We have 3 children, Kelsey, Cassidy, and Chloe. Kelsey just recently graduated from MTSU with her Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and 2 weeks ago she passed her state board, so she's a full-blown registered nurse now.
Good for her.
Yeah, we're proud of her. Cassidy, she is going to be a sophomore at Carson Newman University up in Jefferson City this fall. And Chloe, she is 13 years old, and she is going into the 8th grade at North Elementary. Currently, I am a partner in All American Enterprises, which is a cabinet shop in Altamont. I am partners with my mother-in-law and my 2 brother-in-laws, Stephen Roberts and Micah Roberts, all of Altamont. And we have the cabinet shop. We primarily manufacture commercial millwork, and we manufacture that primarily for Walmart stores. We have other accounts, but Walmart is our single largest account. For example, this week we're delivering cabinets to a Sam's Club in Papillion, Nebraska. We've got cabinets going up to 2 stores in New York and 1 in Pennsylvania, and then we also have a crew right now in Germantown, Maryland, working on a store.
Now, if I remember correctly, you make those for them not to sell, but for them to use in their stores.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct. This is not to sell, but this is the actual fixtures in the store. For example, if you go to the customer service desk, those countertops at customer service, those cabinets, that's all ours. And if you go to the pharmacy, in the Sam's Club, we don't do most of the stuff we do in a Sam's Club you don't see. It's in the back of the store. We also do their break rooms and other things.
Okay. Tell us about your education, if you would, and previous work experience, where you went to school and what jobs you held up to your current position.
Okay. Well, as I previously mentioned, I graduated from Grundy County High School in 1985. Went to college, graduated from Middle Tennessee State University with a bachelor's degree in marketing. And then later went on to graduate school as I was sponsored through Carrier, where I was working at the time. They had a program, and I received a Master's of Business Administration from Regis University. I worked at Carrier. I spent a total of 17 years at Carrier, and then I also had several years at Fedder's Air Conditioning, and then I had several years down at Husqvarna in Augusta, Georgia. I stayed at Carrier up until the time they closed there in Morrison, Tennessee, and then upon closing I had the opportunity to go to Tyler, Texas, but I decided I left the company and went to Husqvarna down in Augusta. Augusta was a lot closer to home than Tyler, Texas. It's just a long way out to Tyler. And so I just didn't want to move that far away. And so, and then currently, as I've mentioned, I'm a partner there at All American Enterprises in Altamont.
All right. Grundy County has some beautiful parks, and yet little or no marketing is being done or has been done in the past to attract tourists. And tourists come to the area and spend, and then they leave, and the county doesn't have to support them with schools, hospitals, and so forth. They don't need, long-term support. How do you propose to attract tourists to the area? What is your marketing strategy for tourism?
Well, actually, you're saying that correctly. Marketing. We have to market that. We have to let people know what we have. I mean, here in the county, we know we have Stone Door, Savage Gulf, Fire Gizzard, and I can name several areas that we have here that are great tourist potentials. But we have to market that, and we have to let everybody know what we have. Now, probably in the course of this interview and the questions you're going to ask me, we're going to talk about money, and we're going to talk about being physically smart with our money. But as with any business, you have to advertise. And so we will have to do some advertising. We have to get out and market what we have and attract people here from a tourist standpoint. Now, we don't have to go out and hire big fancy production companies. We've got the talent right here in the county to produce the advertising and seek out the right media that we need for this. But that's something that we can do, and we can promote our parks. We have other things coming up. The Mountain Goat Trail is in progress, and then that's a long-term plan, but that's going to be other things that we can promote and market here. So yeah, that's something that we need to do. We need to seek out the right markets, how we're going to advertise and effectively advertise and promote what we have.
We talked about attracting industry and job creation last time we were here. If you would tell us specifically what kinds of jobs and industries you'll target to bring to the county and how you'll accomplish that.
Okay. Well, my background is manufacturing. I have over 20 years of manufacturing experience with 3 different companies. So I'm very well versed in manufacturing. So I'm going to target first manufacturing. And not just automotive, but I'm going to use automotive as an example because we have so much automotive around us. I mean, obviously we have Nissan in Smyrna. We have a brand new facility going up there in Winchester, the existing Winchester facility. Down the road, Kia's in Huntsville. I mean, I can just start naming the automotive manufacturers. Each of these manufacturers, they have an extensive supply base. And a lot of this supply base is located, some of it's in Mexico, and believe it or not, we're actually starting to see jobs come back out of Mexico because of all the political instability that's there. You're starting to see jobs come back. But there's also a lot of manufacturers still located up north. And this is one of the things I did at Husqvarna is we moved a lot of our manufacturers out of the north down south to where our plants were. Our plants were in McRae, Georgia, and Orangeburg, South Carolina, and so over in Arkansas. So what we did is we moved that supply base down south, closer to our manufacturers. Well, that's the same thing that the automotives want. And so my plan is to meet with these automotive manufacturers, not just automotive, but the other manufacturers, and not as a politician, but as a manufacturer myself, a former manufacturer. I've already talked to one plant manager, and one plant manager has already told me that he will give me a list of contacts. And that list is what I'm going to use to go and talk to these Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 suppliers and get them to show them what we have here in Grundy County, to show them the potential that we have in Grundy County, that we are a prime place for them to relocate to. And so I will, using the contacts that I already have, I will ask them to introduce me to some of these high-ranking vice presidents, say I'm going to use Kia, for example. Just go to the vice president of their purchasing and procurement and get an audience with them, explain to them what I'm looking for, and go to work. And I think we can do it. And then once we have manufacturing, then the other industry, the service industry, and everything else will follow. But we've got to get the good paying jobs here. If we get the good paying jobs here, then we're going to see services. And obviously we're going to focus on services as well, but the services will be much easier once we have some jobs here in manufacturing.
Okay. A trained and educated workforce is key to attracting and retaining jobs and industry in Grundy County. How do you propose to ensure a well-trained, well-educated workforce for prospects?
Well, you're right. We do have to have a very educated workforce, not just from a college standpoint, but from a trade standpoint. And I'll use, I guess I'll use me and my wife as an example here. I mean, in high school, neither one of us were average students. After high school, we realized the importance of education, and we go on to further our education. You know, I ended up getting a master's degree, as I mentioned. You know, I graduated with honors. My wife has a doctorate from Vanderbilt, and she graduated with honors from Vanderbilt. We had the potential when we were in high school. We just wasn't motivated to use it. I feel that our students, or like the vast majority of them, have potential, have lots of potential. They just need the motivation, and that's one of the things that if I'm elected, Dr. Mindy, everybody calls her Dr. Mindy, I mean, she comes along with me, and one of the things that we want to do is get into the school and educate and promote and encourage students, about the future. And we realize we don't live in a cookie-cutter world. I mean, not everybody's cut out for college. But we have all types of trades that are needed, from welding or cosmetology or, agriculture. There's all types of trades that are needed. And it's just encouraging and promoting the potential that we have here in our county. And that's what we're excited about.
How do you propose to create agricultural opportunities and advancements for Grundy County?
Well, agriculture, that's another area that is changing. I mean, we're seeing the days where we tried to compete with the mega farms, whether it's Wisconsin or California or Florida, but we're seeing an organic movement now. And I think that's one of the areas that I would like to really get involved in. And there are organic co-ops out there, not just organic, but farm-to-table co-ops. We're also seeing a focus now on local, grow local, buy local, and then we're seeing that here in Tracy, Altamont. We're seeing little local farmers markets spring up. These are the type things that I think is going to really fit Grundy County because we can do this on a smaller base. We don't have to have the mega farms. And then it allows us to grow produce and sell that produce, whether locally or through these other co-ops out there. We have the UT Extension. There's lots of services that's available through the UT Extension, and I've been to several meetings here lately with them, and I'm really excited about what they have to offer. And I really look forward to the growth of agriculture in our county.
The state of the current county jail facility and whether to build a new one is a polarizing topic.
Yes,
in
it
the
is.
County. One that must be addressed by the new mayor and the county commission.
Mm-hmm.
What will your recommendation be to the commission regarding the jail? Do we need a new jail?
Okay, you're right. This is a very sensitive subject, we would say, because there's all types of opinions out there. But let me start with telling where we're at, because maybe a lot of people doesn't know the current state of what's happened. The county commission has already approved a loan. We already have a jail facility picked out. We already have drawings, and when I say we, this is sitting at the county commission, the current county mayor. These drawings are already at the state for fire marshal approval. I believe we have already paid the architect over $200,000. I think I've heard $250, $280, but I mean, we have already spent a significant sum of money with the current architect for the set of plans that we already have. So where this set of plans will be come September 1st, I don't know. So we're well on track for a jail already. So some of this is kind of a moot point, but however, depending on where we're setting at on September 1st is what we're going to have to work with, as far as what stage of development we're going to be on the new jail. Now, to answer your question specifically, do we need a new jail? We need a new facility, or the current facility needs renovated. I personally feel renovating the current facility might be a stretch, but all cards are really on the table. I'm willing to look at anything because I understand cost and I understand that we only have so much money to operate with. That being said, I will tell you that both candidates for sheriff have come to me and have shared with me cost-saving ideas and things that they have in order to reduce cost. And so I'm really excited about that. Both candidates understand that we're going to have a financial burden with whatever facility or whatever we decide to do. And so both of them are being very proactive, so I'm very excited about that. So that does give me encouragement that whoever's county mayor and whoever's sheriff, we're focused on this and we understand the cost and we're going to do whatever we need to, but we've got to have a facility. We've got to do something different than what we got now.
Right. I don't think you get any argument from many
Right.
people about that. There are some folks who are obviously upset about the tax increase.
Absolutely.
But it has passed.
That's right. It's
And
done.
that's in the past.
It's done. Right. And it's kind of the same way with the jail. The drawings are already there. I mean, it's done. Now, I mean, there are things we can do in the future, perhaps, but it just depends on what state we're in come September 1st.
All right. I have more questions, but we
Okay.
need to take a commercial break. Can you hang out with us a little while?
Sure.
All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more from Grundy mayoral candidate Aubrey Lee Harper. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're talking with Lee Harper, who is a candidate for Grundy County Mayor, and let's get right back into it. 'Cause
Okay,
We
I'm
still
ready.
have some great questions for you here. Grundy County has an image problem.
Yeah.
In other parts of the state, we're known for some not so nice things. What would you do as mayor to turn this around, to give the county an image makeover?
Well, we do. I want to say that I really believe our image has gotten better, but we still have things to work on. And I always like to look at the positives. I used to have a boss tell me, don't give me the reasons to fail, tell me how you're going to succeed. And so I want to look at the positives. So we do have positives. I mean, we have a drug problem in Grundy County. Let's just go ahead and say it. We do have a drug problem, but so do other surrounding counties. We're not alone in this. It's not a Grundy County thing. Employment. We have some high unemployment, perhaps worse than some of the other counties around us. But those are things that we can address. These are things that obviously I'm going to the employment especially I'm really going to address, but I'm going to address the drug problem too, and that has to. That will eventually affect whether we get jobs or not, because that's one of the things that manufacturers are going to look at. They're going to look at, what is our drug rate, arrest rate, and that kind of thing. And so that is one of the key areas that I'm going to help. We got a Grundy County a safe coalition, Grundy Safe Coalition. We have other groups that are working on our drug problem. And I'm going to do everything that I can as mayor to promote a drug-free county, whether that's in our schools, starting young, working with our judges as far as things that we can do instead of just incarceration, is there boot camps and other things, and I know they are, but how do we get people treatment? How do we get to the core of this issue? And we need to attack it. I mean, that's what you do in business. I mean, if you got a problem, you root cause the problem. And we realize that one of our big problems is drugs. So you root cause that, and we attack it at the cause, and then we try to fix that. And so that's one of the areas that we've really got to work on. And then as far as the image, we're going to accent the positive. There's a lot of positive here. We've talked about our natural resources. We've talked about state parks. We are a prime location for manufacturers, and so let's talk about our positives that we got. We've got a good workforce. Let's talk about our good workforce. That's what we're going to do.
All right. What qualifications do you have that, do you possess that make you the best candidate for Grundy County Mayor?
Well, number one, I do have education. You know, I have a college degree and I also have a master's degree. But just as important, I have an extensive experience in business, whether it's in manufacturing, running departments. You know, I started out as just an expediter at Carrier and worked my way up. When I left Husqvarna, you know, I was the purchasing manager over global sourcing there at Husqvarna. So I have a vast work experience. And inside that work experience is handling budgets and handling large sums of money and handling human resources. I mean, I have experience. I know the joys of hiring people. I know the disappointments in having to fire people, and I know the sadness, if you will, of having to lay people off. I mean, I have those experiences. I know how to handle those things, and I believe that is a unique qualification that I can bring to the mayor's office as far as taking on the county and running the county as a business as it needs to be run. I have that background and I have the education to make that happen.
What do you see as the most critical issues or problems that Grundy County would face over the next 4 years, a term?
Yeah, over the next 4 years, and I think we've addressed some of those. I mean, I want to bring up the drug issue. I mean, that is very evident in our county, and that's something that I really feel that we've got to focus on is the drug. That is a problem. Unemployment is a problem, which obviously we've talked about how I'm going to attack that. Let's bring in money. I mean, we're not made of money. But we're going to attack that as well. We're going to develop budgets. We're going to stay on budget, and we're going to do things smarter. We're going to look for ways to save money and cost reduce things and cut out the waste. I mean, we're going to do things smart. And so over the next 4 years, I think we're going to attack those issues. And then we're going to accent the positives that we have, all the natural resources and our the people that we have here, the potential workforce we have, you know, the education. You know, we've got really good students. One of the other issues that we have is, I don't know if you know this or not, but Grundy County is ranked 95th as far as overall health of our students.
When we were talking about image, that really was one of the things that bothers me. Every year when that report comes out, we're ranked the sickest county.
Well,
and one of the factors there, a couple of the factors really, is that we're extremely low on medical doctors and the poverty level.
And the poverty level. That will go back to, you know, our employment. You know, if we can get some economic development, which I'm positive, I know we can. I mean, I'm really encouraged about this. I know we can get economic development here. Then you're going to start seeing that poverty rate go up. As far as our health, a lot of it deals in education. I know we have a Grundy Health Council, and they're working really hard, and I'm really pleased to see the things that they're doing to try to promote health and wellness, and that's a hot button of mine and obviously my wife. So whether I win or not, me and my wife have both talked about it. We're going to be involved. I mean, obviously as county mayor, I'll have a little more influence, but we're going to be involved in health issues. We talked a little bit about the farmers markets here in Grundy County and the buying local and eating local, and all that's going to promote a more healthy lifestyle. Some of the activities in our parks, there's things we can do. We just got to accent. It kind of goes back to leadership, and I like to focus on leadership because that's one of the things that, you know, that I have a lot of experience at is leading people and leading initiatives and leading projects, and this is no different than in the corporate world, you know, of driving a project, leading it, developing a plan, sticking to the plan, working the plan. This is what we're going to do here in the county. It may be attacking a drug problem, it may be attacking our health issues, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to develop a plan, we're going to attack it, and we're going to go after it. And once we do that, you're going to see our image increase. We're going to be the shining star up on the mountain. I can see it. In
a few sentences or a paragraph, would you provide your mission statement as Grundy County Mayor?
Well,
I know if you've been in business, you know mission statements.
I'm very familiar with mission statements. Unfortunately, they're always filled with these big $5 words.
I know.
So I'm not going to use those big words. Really, my goal is to promote economic development and to promote economic development through the increasing of manufacturing here, the increasing of services, the promotion of tourism, the promotion of agriculture, to see our agriculture grow, to see our tourism grow, see manufacturing grow, see jobs increase here, good jobs increase here, and then watch the services grow with it. And then as a sideline, the negatives that we've talked about, really attack, really educate, and really bring to awareness the issues that we do have.
All right. Finally, Mr. Aubrey Lee Harper,
Yes, ma'am.
why should you be elected to serve as the next Grundy County Mayor?
Oh, well, I guess everything we've talked about here, I'm really excited about this opportunity. I mean, I really am. I like a challenge, and people tell me that must be a glutton for punishment, because it is going to be a challenge. And let's be very clear. It's going to be a challenge, and I'm up for that challenge. And I guess that's I would say that I'm up for the challenge. I understand the challenge that faces the county, and I feel that I have the toolbox, if you will, whether it's education, work experience, leadership, to put that toolbox to work for Grundy County, and to promote manufacturing and to promote agriculture, and to get leadership back into this county, and to take out whatever waste we got, and just to use the toolbox that I'm going to bring. And really excited about it.
All right. Thank you so much for coming back here this morning to be with us and to talk again with our viewers and the voters. We do so appreciate it.
Anytime. I enjoy it. Anytime I get an opportunity to talk about even the tough questions, let's bring them out. Let's talk about it. And not to drag things on, but I think that is one of the things that we're missing here in the county is the public, just educating the public of what's going on. And that's one of my promises as county mayor, is that I know we've talked that I'd have an invitation to come here, and I will talk. I mean, I'm going to talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk about any issue, not afraid of any question. Let's talk about it. I had a dinner, a rally a couple of weeks ago. And when I got on stage, I opened it up to questions to everybody was there. And I knew there were people there that was going to ask the hard questions. And they did. And we had some hard questions. We talked about things. But as some people were leaving, they told me, they said, I may not agree with everything you say. And nobody is. We don't all agree. But they said, you at least are willing to talk about it and promote your ideas and talk about your ideas and listen to other ideas. And I think that is what's key, is that we're not going to keep this stuff kind of just in a box. We're going to talk about it. We're going to listen to all ideas. The jail's a good one. All cards are on the table. Let's listen to all ideas, and let's make the right decision for the county. Not only the jail, but all the other issues that face us. And not going to be afraid to talk about these things. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out in the open, and let's find the right solutions.
Absolutely. And we do have an open door policy here at GCTV6. All elected officials are welcome to come in here anytime and talk. If you are elected, whomever is elected to this office or any office is welcome to come in anytime and talk. In fact, we encourage it. We also are firm believers that information should be shared, and it's key. Thanks again for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it.
Do you have upcoming events you'd like people to know about?
Well, I'm just going to be out in the county. I know there's the debate on the 12th.
That's
I believe,
correct.
That evening. There's a Writer Center out on the 18th, I believe, and I'm going to be out in the county as much as possible. I mentioned our work schedule. I mean, I have a current business. I have an exit plan that once, if I'm elected, I can exit out of the business, but right now I'm in the business, so my work schedule is pretty heavy. I mean, we're really busy right now, which is good. But I'm going to be out in the county just trying to meet as many people as I can, many businesses as I can, and talk to as many people as I can. if you're out in Altamont, just stop by our business. If you've got questions, call me. My number's in the book. Call me. I don't mind talking about it.
All right. Thanks so much for being with us, and best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.